Now before we move on again, we're gonna save this. So it's going to be 014, so you can follow along with it if you want to. Now I can check in this area and see what I can do. So first of all, I can ring this and collapse it, because I'm gonna get a little bit more like edge in this area, so it's a little bit much more better. And I'm gonna quickly look what else I can do. So the first thing I've noticed is if I unhide all, I don't need to topologize the entire piece. I can do just the areas that are going to be visible. For example, a little bit to the interior, to this side. So right now I'm just gonna select this and hide anything else. I'm gonna select the low poly piece and go to poly and click polygons. Actually click vertices, because this way it's much more easy to work. And I'm gonna press F4 to not see the low poly of the other mesh. So now I can go to extend and just hold shift and drag inside very quickly and place this. And I'm gonna place those very quickly. Not that much inside, but just enough to support my shapes. You can see that here I can start a little bit of optimizing by holding Control and Alt and dragging to cap the triangles. So I'm gonna do this on this side. Actually, I'm gonna do it one more time like this. And now I'm gonna drag outside and drag outside and do it one more time. And here we can close the triangle again, and I can do it one more time like this. So in this section we'll probably have a little bit more like a triangle area. So I'm just gonna select this vertex and select this one and connect it, because I want my triangle to look like this. And now I can expand this edge on this side like this in order to capture a little bit more of the shape down there and on the bottom. And now this is the interior piece, so what I can do is extend it outside like this and here as well. I can select this vertex and drag it to the back and create this kind of a shape in this area. This is going to be a quad, and I'm going to extend to here as well as down here. And now I'm just going to check the outside, how much of this is visible, how much is not. It's kind of okay in here. I just need to focus on the bottom part as well as the entire bottom piece. So I'm just going to select this, and by doing this by accident I've deleted one of the polygons, so I'm just gonna select this one and just bridge them, and that will fix the problem quickly. So I will exit isolation mode, select this one and hide anything that's not selected. And now when I select my low poly piece, I can go to edit poly, go to my vertices, press F4 to see what's going on. And now if I go to extend and hold shift and drag down, I can continue to create this lip edge that's kind of a border like area for the jaw. The reason why I'm repologizing this with the turbo smooths is that this is going to be the final shape we're gonna use. Since it's turbo smooth, it will look like this instead of using the other piece. The reason we retopologize like this is because the turbo smooth keeps the shape, and the other piece that's originally, it doesn't look like this, so it will not support the shape that well as the low poly piece that we're doing now. So this one will have much more better silhouette and hold the shape itself much more better than the other one, than the original mesh. So right now everything is going quite well. So the next step here is I can try to cap this down and start to expand the interior pieces outside to form out a little bit of a shape. just like this. And now we have this kind of piece. So for me, this is kind of okay, but I want to make sure that this area entirely is done to the interior, because probably I'm gonna scale this piece later on or modify it a little bit, so I want to have much more of this. So I'm just gonna do it like this, optimize where I can, make sure I have the outside piece, and I'm gonna close it in here as well. And I'm just gonna drag the inside lip as well. Probably this will never be seen, and later on I'll figure out can I delete it or not, but we're just gonna add it for the moment. So we're gonna drag this one more time. And what we have is this kind of a shape. And if I unhide all and see what I have, I will just isolate this, and I think now if I go without the next, I can see what of this mesh will be visible and what will not be. So in our case, we can go to polygons and probably delete those. But for the sake of this, I'm just gonna leave them because they will support much more the shape. Probably what I can optimize is these parts, for example, target well those areas, so they can look like this. And this is kind of a optimized way of viewing our mesh. So now we have this kind of a retopologized piece. Probably for the bottom, we don't need those vertices in this area, so or actually I'm gonna leave them. They're not kind of a big issue, just gonna place them a little bit more correctly. Just like that. And now I can view my mesh. I can see that here I haven't moved the vertex exactly to the middle, and that's why I had kind of some empty space in it. What I'm gonna do now is just quickly drag this center area and scale it by one of the axes, so this way this will be okay and correct. Here you can see that we have some kind of issue, and probably some of the polygons didn't work out as well. Something is very bugged in this area, so the quick way we can fix this is select this polygon, delete it, and this one as well as delete it. I'm just gonna grab this one, hold shift and drag it out. You can see that this edge goes outside, but I'm not worried about it because since this is symmetry, it's just gonna create this shape and not the other one. So what I can do now is select this one, this edge, and this one, and just bridge it. Go to bridge, and I have this kind of a shape now, which is fixed, and that's kind of okay. So I can go to front, collapse it, convert it to poly, select this side, delete it, and now I apply a symmetry again. And there is our new piece we just did create it. Can convert this to poly again, and select all the polygons, and just go to the bottom to the polygon smooth groups and just apply a smooth group. So now we have all this in one smooth group, which is exactly what we want. Another thing I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna delete one of the sides again and go on the back, and for the sake of this I'm just gonna optimize a little bit more of those edges. Those are not gonna be visible, but what we can do is try to collapse some of those edges like this, for example this one, and I'm just gonna apply again the symmetry and just convert it to poly. So right now we have all those pieces done. The next piece we have to do is the helmet. After we do the helmet, we're gonna go on and make the UVs for our mesh, which is the low poly of the robot. So that's the next thing we're gonna do in the next chapter.